Hello PT test takers, a few updates. The PTE exam, it has further evolved. So there are a few changes and PTE is becoming fairer and more efficient now, and which is a good sign for those who believe in hard work. And especially if you are studying at Johar's EAL, we love these kinds of situations. We don't worry. You don't need to worry. It has never affected us. We'll be doing even better. And you will know why you need to study with qualified, proper teachers. So let's talk about these changes. So these changes are in regards to the speaking module. There are some changes in, especially in speaking, there are some additions. So 2 new question types have been added. So these changes will take place from 7th of August. The PT exam has also become a bit longer. So the way it used to be a few years back, so approximately 3 hours, then the person reduced it to almost 1.5 hour to 2 hours test. Now they have again increased the duration of the total test, so it will be a bit longer test now. So for some addition, new questions in the speaking module, a little bit changes in the marking criteria. It's becoming smarter, and they are visualizing, analyzing data across breadth. So it's becoming smarter. And in reading, for example, the number of questions in reading, especially reorder questions, summarize reorder questions, MCQ single answers and MCQ multiple answers, the number of these 3 question types, they've gone up. So which is a good sign. I always used to say, even for example, that you can never ignore even MCQs. So they are testing, and the same is in listening as well. In listening, you will have now, for example, a longer question, longer test. It will become quite like it used to be a few years back. So the number of questions in listening, especially MCQs, MCQ single and multiple answers, they have increased. The number of those questions have increased, and some other question types. So highlight, correct, summary, the numbers have gone up. And other thing is in summarized written text. Now you'll be getting 2 questions in summarized written text. And a little bit changes in marking criteria, so the way it's becoming fairer, and that's a good sign for those who are working hard. In unfair system, those who are good ones, those who do better, those who try more, those who put real efforts, or those who are committed, they suffer the most in unfair system. So I always appreciate any fair system over any unfair. So when those hardworking people, when they suffer, that's the worst thing. And it's becoming so. But yeah, if you are with me, we never used any shortcuts. We did always academically, and we'll be doing that. And so these kinds of situations, yeah, we'll do even better. That's good. So let's talk about these questions a bit in detail. So there is addition of 2 new question types in PTE speaking. The first question type is which is new addition. So these will be after answer short questions. So we have now 5 different types of questions in PT speaking. So the 6th question type will be summarize group discussion. In summarized group discussion, there will be 2 to 3 questions, and the duration of the audio will be up to 3 minutes. So there will be 3 people having a discussion for up to 3 minutes. So you need to take notes. As I always said in my previous video, so note taking is one of the most important academic skill, and you need to learn so how to utilize this skill. And if you use this skill well, PT test will become much easier. Note taking is not writing some random words on your notebook. No, it's a comprehensive understanding and retention, so which is really good. So the PTE is now utilizing more academic skills, and it's valuing more skills. So 2 to 3 new questions in summarized group discussion, and so the audio up to 3 minutes, and after the audio you will have so take notes, then you will have 10 seconds time to prepare, organize your notes, and then you can speak. So you need to respond within 2 minutes. So the response time will be 2 minutes. So you need to summarize it, what the 3 speakers they talked about, these kind of things. So yeah, you don't need to worry. That's a good. So you don't need to worry. The second question that has been added to this PTE test is in speaking is respond to a situation. So you will be given a situation, for example, that you sick, you go to see your teacher, you were supposed to submit an essay, but you have been sick, so how will you explain the situation? So you'll get a situation, so you need to respond to the situation. So there will be 2 to 3 questions. The prompt will be up to 60 words length. Okay, 60 words. So a few, maybe 3-4 sentences will clear the situation, and then you need to respond. You will have 10 seconds preparation time, and then you can talk for up to 40 seconds. So after 40 seconds, your recording will stop. So yeah, 40 seconds is the response time. And again, score from summarized group discussion will contribute to listening and speaking modules, and from respond to situation only to speaking module. From respond to situation only speaking module, and when you summarize a group discussion, 3 people talking, so that score will contribute to your listening and speaking modules. Okay, so these are 2 new additions from 7th of August. And other thing, especially now in writing, you will have 2 summarized written text tasks. And now PTE computer is becoming smarter. Those who ignore the reality, those who just shut their eyes in trying not to see it, they will start seeing it in a short time. So if you are just copy pasting something, it may not work. Be careful, because it is now analyzing smarter AI integrated marking system developed by Pearson. So don't compare it with anything that's out in the market. It can examine thousands of tests across the system, anything repeating, it can pick a pattern. Computer is always smart at picking a pattern, and when it's picked a pattern, it can be a bit harsh if it finds the same pattern in your answer. So yeah, so summarize written text, 2 tasks. Paraphrasing is one of the important skills. Always paraphrasing, rephrasing, do use it in your writing, whether you write essays, summarize written text, summarize spoken text, paraphrasing. If you don't know, learn how to paraphrase. Learn how to say something in 2, 3, 4 different ways, how to paraphrase, how to just switch between some words and expressions. That's important in coming times. So essay, you will get 1 essay, but again, the marking for even writing, you will see some changes. So for these 2 questions, the summarize group discussion and respond to situation, they may be also marked by a human being if it's flagged by the computer. So if it's flagged, if you use too much automated response or something, computer will flag it, it will go to the human examiner. And if you score less in content, other scores drop, okay? Because content is what? If you have addressed the content, only then all other parameters matter. Your grammar, your vocabulary, anything. If you haven't written on the topic, what does vocabulary mean at all? It doesn't mean anything. So it means if your content has dropped, other scores will drop. Okay, so content is important, and it's always been. So don't think that, okay, if my content is less, I can still get high in vocabulary. No. That I'll get high in grammar. No. Because without content, whatever you have written doesn't matter. Okay, So they just signal out or take out the irrelevant content, and you will get marks on what is irrelevant. Okay, that's how it's marked. It's a CEFR framework of assessment. It's based on that framework of assessment. So that's how it's marked. In reading, the reading part of the PTE test is becoming even a bit lengthier. So now there is some addition of new question types, not types, number of questions. For example, MCQ, single and multiple answer questions. Earlier you used to have one. Now you may get up to 2 to 3 MCQ single answers, 2 to 3 MCQ multiple answer questions. So this is a skill. You need to learn how to read a text quickly, okay, and how to understand it better. You need to work on improving your comprehension and your reading speed, and these can improve a lot. Even in a week time, you can just go up. You need to understand, you need to apply some linguistic principles from linguistics, how a meaning and how things are constructed, the features of text, and you can always understand it better. You can read much more quickly in no time. And so people always were ignoring these questions. We never did it. Johar's EL, we never did, because you need to know these are easy scoring opportunities. MCQs are the easiest to get the answer right, much easier than blanks. So for most students, if they know how to read quickly and how to comprehend a text. So reading MCQs, 2 to 3 questions now, and reorder paragraphs. Earlier you used to get only 1 or 2. Now there are 2 to 3 reorder paragraphs. This is the same as it used to be a few years back, reading. So if you had taken test a few years back, maybe 3-4 years back, it will be almost the same. I think it was in 2021 introduced, or 2020. So before that, the reading has become more or less like the same. So the last change is when the test became shorter. It was in 16th of November, whether it's 2021 or 2020, around that time. So before that, the reading will become like that. Listening, again, listening part of the test. No addition to new question types, but number of questions will be more. Now you will have more MCQ single and multiple answers in listening. You need to be very careful what strategies you use, because this is an academic test. If the examiner wants to test you on certain skills, okay, you need to know what skills to utilize and how to use those skills. So you will have more MCQ single and multiple answers in listening, 2 to 3 questions. You will have a highlight correct summary, 2 to 3 questions. The score goes to your reading and listening both. Note taking is going to be now the key. If you can't take notes effectively, you are going to be in big trouble, okay? If you can't take notes well, you are going to be in big trouble. I've repeated it. Okay, so learn it. Not writing some random words and speaking nonsense, rubbish. No, proper. And that's better. It will benefit you every day, in everyday life, in all situations. How to speak properly, how to listen to details. These are important things. For example, if you're going into a critical sector, when you need to get details right, and if you're listening, will you listen for just a few random words? No. So these skills are important, that you listen and take notes. What is important? Listening, for details. So this is a good skill. It will benefit you in your work. If you are working in, for example, in nursing or sector, for example, it's a critical sector. You can't make mistakes about, that what you listen and you missed it now. So this is important, that you are aware of details. Okay, so that's important, good skill. So, and you may have an extra question in the beep question, select missing word. Earlier it used to be 1, now you may get up to 2 questions. So PTE Again, exam, it's becoming fairer. It will now hopefully start rewarding your efforts. Okay, and it will try or even start to filter out the kind of crap that was going on. As a teacher, I'll say I will again support anything which is fair, which rewards efforts, which rewards hard work, efforts, your skills. So that's because it hurts when everything is put at equal spot. And if you see, even a few years back when PT was not there, 10 years back, there was no crowd because getting 7 in each in IELTS was a challenging task, so there wouldn't be any crowd. And now if you see the points, they have increased. It's only because of 23 points. Points are still the same. It's just the PT 20 points, they've gone up. So now again, PT is becoming smarter, efficient, fairer, and yeah, be ready from 7th of August. And I say do not panic. Okay, do not panic. It's all right. You are living in Australian society, in English-speaking environment. Not an issue. You understand this language. You have used it. You have written it. Only learn how to use these skills, or how to maybe train some skills, how to use these skills in academic context, or some kind of other important context, maybe. So yeah, so all the very best as takers. Nothing to worry about. If you have any questions, do let me know. I'll try my best to help you out.